What's good, people? I'm here with another video about to let you guys know a little information on the dollar. Yup, that dollar that everybody loves so much, that you use to pay for everything. We all gotta know that. Well, I'm gonna let you guys know that for one, that dollar is basically something to keep you enslaved. You feel me? It's something to keep you enslaved, not only your mind, body, but your soul. You feel me? Because for one, y'all don't even know what the dollar really represent. Y'all just think the dollar is some type of fucking gold mine. You feel me? Some shit that's gonna make you get what you want every day 24/7 just because you live in this piece of shit. Or if you're trying to find a way to get out this piece of shit. But the fact of the matter is, we gotta understand that for one, that money is made to control you. You feel me? And it goes so deep to the point where even on your dollar bill, it shows you who the fuck made it, who they work for, who is controlling the shit, and who is controlling you. You feel me? Because for one, when you look at the back of the dollar bill, obviously, yeah, there's a pyramid there, and there's an eye. You feel me? And it's the all-seeing eye of Ra. And the fact of the matter is, that all-seeing eye of Ra is actually Ra represented as Marduk, and that's just Ra doing sun worship, and then now pushing that all-seeing eye of him being illuminated to being understanding certain shit, But the fact of the matter is, it's just all sun worship. And if people think sun worship ain't bad, then you one dumbass motherfucker. So the fact of the matter is, for one, you got the pyramid there, and then you got the eye, and then you got some type of writing on the bottom in I forgot what they kind of wrote it in. I think it's like numeral numbers or some shit, or some way. I'm not entirely sure, but the word basically decodes as Annus Coeptus, and basically what that means is that it's the new world order or new order of the world. So for one, what it's trying to tell you is that, oh, there's a new world order. I mean, one, there's a new world order coming, and then for two, it's the fact that you're going to be watched at all times with that eye, and that eye is representing the government. Because see how it's at the top of the pyramid? It's basically showing you that you're at the bottom while they're at the top watching down on you, being so-called a god. And we're gonna get a little bit more detailed into what these god and goddesses and all this confusion. You feel me? Because people need to really understand and try to really just have an open mind to what the hell is going on. Because people, you're being brainwashed. You feel me? Everything you were taught in history class and throughout history is a lie. You feel me? Because you don't have the time to do your own research. And if you do, you feel me, it's either someone, if you have the time to do your own research, the only way you wouldn't understand what a person is saying is because you're going off of what someone else is telling you. You need to find the source of information for yourself, so you can understand for yourself, so you can choose for yourself. You feel me? The fact of the matter is, they've been hiding all this information for a long time about what the new world order and the new world order, the one world government, the one world religion, the motherfucking fall of the dollar, fall of money. The currency is gonna change, and it's not even gonna be the currency itself. It's just gonna be money itself. Ain't gonna mean shit. That paper dollar that you guys love so much is not gonna mean shit. And then it's gonna be this motherfucking chip, and we all know what the chip fucking means. You feel me? But I'm gonna take it slow for you guys. I'm gonna bring it back. But the fact of the matter is, Annus Coeptus means new world order, new order of the world. And what the eye is at the top is representing the people that's above you. And who is above you? Basically the rich motherfuckers, you feel me, the elite. That's what I'm basically putting them as, you feel me, because every motherfucker that's, I wouldn't say every single one of them, but the elite as far as the royal bloodline, because this is what they'll tell you is that, oh, why are they at top, why are they the ones so chosen, or why how come they're the ones who made the money and they got all the money in the world, but we still got to struggle for a fucking dollar. The fact of the matter is there's people who were actually what I would say they were informed about certain things that basically gave them understanding of certain knowledge, and then they basically twisted it and enslaved a whole fucking race, you feel me, and then started war and all this extra shit. But the fact of the matter is, when they got the money rolling, as far as the family, the royal bloodline, you know, basically there's coincidentally 13 of them. So there's 13 families that really run the world, and those are the people who are basically in the so-called Illuminati, you feel me. But it's not actually the Illuminati, it's just a group, separate groups of companies or organization that basically collided together to make the Illuminati. So when you think of the Illuminati, you might just think, oh yeah, the Illuminati, it's just this one group of motherfuckers right here, they're the Illuminati, when it's actually a whole motherfucking team of these motherfuckers from whole different companies, you feel me. But you wouldn't know that because you haven't done no research, so you only think that it's only one motherfucker, which is the Illuminati. So the fact of the matter is, these 13 families, what they are is basically the royal bloodline. There is no motherfucking royal bloodline. If you actually know your blood type, you do your research and actually know what you really represent as far as your blood type, you would understand that, for one, you don't even originate as a black melanated carbon-based person or human being or whatever. You are not even made up. Your DNA is not found on Earth. So you're made up of the elements that's on Earth, that's fine, but your DNA, as far as like your essence, you feel me, what makes you is not found here on Earth. It may sound a little drastic, may sound a little far-fetched, you probably can't understand exactly what I'm talking about, but like I said, if you do a little research, you will know in further understandings of what I'm breaking down. But the fact of the matter is, so now when you're basically going back to those royal bloodlines, those bloodlines basically show that they came in contact with some motherfucking type of reptilian based being. Yep, a reptilian. Motherfucking green scale, long sharp claws and motherfucking teeth, face looking like a lizard, got a tail, everything. And yeah, you might think I don't really got time to debate on whether people want to believe this or not. It's just simple. Do your own research. If you do your research, you would actually know if I'm telling the truth or not. And I don't care if you don't think I'm telling the truth. You feel me? It's for you to go find that out. You feel me? And if you don't, then you're gonna forever be in this matrix that they want you to be in. So moving forward, the fact of the matter is, the reptilians basically, this all happened in so many different various of stories in different religion, you know, or in different ancient times, you feel me? So because you can hear this story all over again, where basically aliens or angels or the daughters of the angels came down and fell for the daughters of men. So basically what that means was, it was not actually angels, but it was angels of light. And if you can understand that, then what the detail of angles of light means is the fact that there's different color spectrums that only certain beings can absorb, and that would reflect their race. So for a black melanated person, I myself can consume of all color spectrum, all the colors in that color spectrum. I can basically be I can withheld what would be pointed at me as far as in that chosen spectrum. You feel me? But then for a different type of being, if they're only represented at if they're only being, you know, in let's I want to break it down easier so you guys can understand, but it's just it's different, you know. But let's just say another person from another planet, right? They have a different sun, and their sun is way more closer in diameter of their planet than our sun is. So the fact of the matter is, they would get a lot more sunlight, which means their body would probably be a lot more I wouldn't say darker, but a lot more of the color that they originally are, or that the color that is in their spectrum that they absorb, because no one else in the galaxy or the universe, well, that isn't, and no one else in the galaxy or the universe that isn't melanated can't absorb all the color spectrum. So if they're not melanated completely, then they won't be able to absorb the color spectrum. So therefore, if they're not melanated, they will only be able to absorb one part of, or whoever knows how many parts of the color spectrum, but it won't be the complete spectrum. So going forth, and what I'm saying is, basically, if a person was to come down to the daughters of men, they were angels, but they were angle of light. So if they were angle of light, that means they were basically a different being from a different point, a different being from a different planet that was being hit with a different angle of light, and their spectrum basically made them, their color spectrum basically made them a different race. So now they're not, let's just say, they're not obviously black. Now the color spectrum that they can't obviously absorb all of them, they would have to absorb however many. So therefore they can be purple, they can be blue, they can fucking even be green. So that's why you would see a reptilian being green, you would see a blue Bluadian being blue and white, actually, and then at the same time you would see all these different races have different color, you feel me, because of the color spectrum, or the planet that they're orbiting on, or I mean the planet that they're on, the sun that's being orbited around their planet is closer in diameter, giving them a different color spectrum that they can soak up. So the fact of the matter is, these reptilians, going back to what I'm saying, came down to the daughters of men, which is on Earth, and then basically mingled with them. So when they mingled with them, they had hybrids, they had half breeds, and these are actually, if you research this, you can find this out for yourself, because this is actually what fucking happened. So reptilians came down, had sex with humans, which were Caucasians, because the fact of the matter is, we as black melanated people, we absorb all the color spectrum. So therefore we can't be let's, how you say it, experimented on in a certain way, because the fact that we absorb all color spectrum, our skin is basically impenetrable to certain technology or tools that another you know, alien or another race of beings would try to attempt to do surgery on us. It wouldn't work, you feel me? But the fact of the matter is, it would work on a Caucasian, because they lack the fact of melanin. And like I'm saying, if you do your research, the fact that if you don't have carbon-based skin and you're not melanin, it's not a bad thing. It's just that you can't absorb certain amount of light, you can't absorb certain amount of radiation, you can't absorb certain stuff, you feel me, because you're not, your skin doesn't let you, or your body doesn't let you. This is why a black person can stand out in the sun And instead of getting completely darker, I'm not saying that he doesn't get black or he doesn't get darker than he does, but instead of getting completely black and like as a tar, you feel me, the fact of the matter, reason why he doesn't do that is because he absorbed majority of that radiation and light that's hitting him from the sun. So the fact that we melanated black people basically absorb the frequency that's being permitted, the rays, sun rays, the frequency and the radiation that's being permitted off the sun. Since we absorb that, that makes us a little difficult to tamper with from different from species. For it makes it difficult for other species to tamper with us. So the fact of the matter is, what I'm trying to tell you is that they genetically engineered or genetically modified the race of Caucasians, and the reason why is because they can't you know not absorb the rays, because if for a Caucasian to be out in the sun for too long, obviously their body would obviously get either sunburn, or to the point where they would start developing cancer, or much worse, so it's nothing race wise, it's really more about your blood. So once people stop trying to just go back and forth with ignorance and just look at the facts, you would understand that it's not about color. What it's really about is the fact that the facts is right there in front of your face. So the fact that a Caucasian cannot stand out in the sun and absorb the frequency and the rays of the sun for a long period of time, they're easier to tamper with. It's easier for other species to tamper with their body. So due to that, when the so-called angels came down to the daughters of men, they went directly to the Caucasians and they genetically engineered their race, because right now if you research the Caucasian, they actually tell you that they're made with half chicken, they're made with half canine, they're made with half mice, they're made with pretty much like a lot of different animals that you wouldn't even think of. And it's crazy because you would be like, oh no, dude, that's so crazy. No, white people are not made of this. Well, scientists proves this shit. And if you tell me that your greatest scientist that you want to fucking not follow or not believe is actually doing his research for 15 to 20 years while you were still in the womb, then I'm pretty sure you're more retarded than anybody else. So the fact of the matter is, once you come to realize facts, and this is what people are actually putting on the board for you, you would probably gain a little bit more of an understanding of what's going on in the real world. So going back to what I'm saying is the fact that when the Caucasians were engineered by the Reptilians, they now can say that their blood is royal. You feel me? Because now they were the ones being taught with all this exclusive knowledge and exclusive technology and exclusive way of survival. So the fact of them having power over us, the only reason why that even came to be is because they were given that stuff. They were given that stuff. So when those people came down and mingled with them, they basically gave them what they needed and just basically brainwashed them, or just either convinced them to always be a parasite to the earth, or a parasite to the world, or anyone around it, or whatever the case may be. So what I'm really trying to say is the dollar itself is made from a reptilian. You can see the fact that it's green, obviously, but the fact that the all-seeing eye is watching you, which is the government, which is the elite, which is the royal bloodline, which is the bloodline of the reptilians, who made up this whole agenda to put you in enslavement, because they think they were the ones who came up with, hey, we have the knowledge for you Caucasians, if you actually work with us, we can give you the knowledge of how to enslave certain people, certain lands. You can have, how they would basically, tell you what you would want to hear, so you would work for anyone. Like someone, like they're selling you. You feel me? So they're selling you the lie. They were selling them a lie, and they bought it. So what they basically did was started infiltrating. Once they got the information they needed from those people, they came directly to us and said, hey, you know what, let's cut down trees, make trees paper, and then put value to this, so now we can have dominion over that. Because since we made it, the founding fathers or whoever the fuck made it, they can now be controlled. They can now control it from their point of view. So if you can understand what I'm saying, is their point of view was basically going back to the same motherfuckers who think that, hey, that their bloodline is royal, they're chosen, and that, oh, they should be supposedly the royal bloodline. So they get, when they get the information from those reptilians, the reptilians in return wants to come and live amongst us, so they can learn, so they can infiltrate this whole stuff when it goes down. Because I'm telling you, it's about to go down. So I'm not gonna make this video extremely long. I just wanted to get up in there and let you guys know what's going on. But before I go, you guys gotta understand that the reptilians are really it's a lot, man. It's a lot. The Dracos, they're even out there themselves, waiting on standby for a signal that's going to be given, so that they can come and even possibly infiltrate or kill or destroy or whatever is it that they want to do. They're just waiting on their signal, and the signal is going to be either given from the government. Excuse me. Is either going to be given from the government or from, by Mother Earth itself naturally giving off a signal of distress. Because right now we can see around the world how all these, hurricanes, all these tropical storms are getting worse. The heat is getting worse, the temperature, the climate change, certain parts of the earth is cracking. Certain people are living in other countries, and their whole cities are getting washed away, flash floods everywhere. So it's not just that, but like a lot of stuff is just showing that the earth is in distress and is about to like cleanse itself. And once that happens, it's going to like, not only cleanse itself, but it's going to allow a pole shift to happen. So that way when the pole shift happens, the tectonic plates is going to shift, and then a lot of earth is going to be a lot of land is going to be separating, and there's going to be tsunamis, there's going to be volcano eruption. I'm pretty sure you guys seen that movie 2012. So they don't make these movies just to entertain you. It's really just a deeper message that you should be receiving, because they're trying to tell you that, nigga, it's a false reality. You're in a matrix, and you're sitting there thinking that it's all sweet, and you're never going to wake up, that you can just keep living this fantasy. So the fact of the matter is, once you understand that the reptilians are the ones who made the dollar, and their royal bloodline is actually the founding fathers, the your motherfucking presidents, you feel me, and these great queens and kings and all these motherfuckers over in England and Britain and all this extra shit, they're basically the royal bloodline. That's the reptilian bloodline, the Draco reptilian bloodlines, that's basically infiltrating the whole world right now. And religion is nothing much for you, because it's telling you to rely on jinn, and we all know what a fucking jinn is. So if you do your research, you shouldn't be in religion, because then you're just wasting your time. You're giving them your energy. You're feeding their vortex. They're feeding these reptilians, giving them your energy, so they can basically know more about you, or basically conquer the world and do what the fuck they need to do. So once people wake up and understand like this is not a game, they'll be straight. Start exposing the truth, start standing up, letting these reptilians, these motherfuckers know. Once you expose their lie and make them known to the world, and that they have to come out of hiding, because obviously if you see a reptilian right now in your fucking room, you're gonna try to kill that motherfucker. So obviously if they're real, we need to see them or bring them out to the point where we can flush them out. So that they're still going to do the fall of the dollar or the currency, because they want to switch to chip, and chip is just more of the government tracking you at all times. The fact that you don't think you're being tracked, because let me just put a chip in my body, it's just cool as hell, because it's gonna have my bank information and my credit card and my birthday and all this extra shit that you really don't need, you feel me? But whatever makes you fucking get it, you're gonna get it. And then what it's really gonna do is not only lower your vibration, but it's really going to it's really going to basically be like a biometric tracker. And it's not only a tracker, but it's going to be, I feel like sooner or later there's going to be like a death switch that they can just hit at any time to kill a certain amount of people, and that's going to be their population control. They're going to put it under or label it as population control, because they want more control over population control. So that's one way of doing it, is getting everybody to chip. And then if people still interbreeding and doing their thing and whatever the fuck they're doing, they're just gonna be like, hey, you know what, hit that button, all the motherfuckers with that chip, we can wipe them out. And then it's going to go more detailed into the chip as far as like updating it, because now it's not only going to be a biometric scanner, but it's going to be I forgot what it really is, but it's going to be something that can actually change your DNA and the structure of your face. If you want more facial hair, you can get it. If you want less facial hair, you want something to change about your eye color, they're gonna be able to change your DNA. So it's different. So the craziest thing is, it's like people think that it's no big deal to get this shit, but once you get it, you won't be able to receive what you really need to receive from the universe, because that's really what you're made of, you feel me? And that's where you really come from. And all this religion and all this extra belief system that they got you caught up in is just another way of enslavement, to keep you distracted, to keep you blind to the real thing, you feel me? So after they drop the dollar, give you guys the chip, they're going to infiltrate you guys, as far as give you a false flag of a savior, a false flag of a savior, you feel me? So it's going to be like, oh my God, the earth is in distress, it's about to go, it's right now or never, we're gonna die. And then they're gonna bring this like either alien race or the fake Jesus that they want. I don't know. They're gonna bring some false delusion to keep you guys calm, so that you can basically give your all energy, focus, and content to that motherfucking being that just showed up out of nowhere. Because we just recently noticed that the Pope himself, Pope Francis, just said he has the power. He went on national TV and told everyone that he has the power to basically bless an alien. If they come from outer space, he can bless them into our so-called religion. I don't believe in religion, but so-called religion, you feel me? That boy can be a Christian now. And if you really know about like I said, that whole religion shit, Christianity, motherfucking Judaism, you feel me? All that other shit is just it's just a I don't know. I don't want to knock anybody's shit because y'all just got to do the research and see what it really is for themselves or for yourself. But it ain't what it is. You feel me? What they were, what I was talking about is the fact that once you get the chip, you receive that in the fall of the dollar. They're gonna switch over the currency, and then they're gonna give you the false flag of that reptilian person or a reptilian being or just a savior itself. That way the Pope can bless him and bring him into our religion. Everybody can accept him as so-called human. But now that's when you're really going to be hit with either I'll say if the natural disaster didn't happen yet, something as far as what the government's been planning, because people need to wake up. I should have actually told you guys this, that Nibiru is in our solar system right now. In certain parts of the United States, you can actually see the two planets. So right now in California, in certain areas, people are actually seeing two suns. So when they go outside, they look up, they see our sun, and then they see another sun next to it. And then people don't understand the detail behind that, because it's actually the red sun. And the red sun is actually symbolized as Nibiru. And not only Nibiru, but it's actually really represented as Marduk. And Marduk is actually the return coming back of Christ. Because if you guys really understand the whole Bible and really what it meant, the Bible is really an allegory, and people don't understand that for it's for I don't know, I really don't fucking know why that people don't know that the Bible is speaking in an allegory. But the fact that it is, and the fact that it's based on astrology, you guys are lost. But not you guys, but certain people are lost. And the fact that when Marduk is supposedly, or Nibiru is supposedly coming back and is represented as Jesus Christ, is because, for one, Marduk is Nibiru. Nibiru is what I just told you, the sun, and it's the second sun. So now the sun is actually coming back, because we just told you, if you do your research, you would know that Nibiru already been here once, and this is not the first time they came in contact. So now the second sun is actually coming back, and it's actually the red sun, but we're gonna still call it the second sun because that's what it's really labeled as far as we know right now. When it comes back and it's in our solar system, that's basically showing you in the Bible representation of Christ, because what Nibiru was being worshipped, what Ra was actually, Ra is Marduk, and Ra was worshiping the sun, but it wasn't the sun you see in the sky. It was the actual red sun, and the red sun is symbolized as Nibiru. So he was actually praising Marduk, and Nibiru at the same time, because you guys, like I said, is a big detailed story that you guys need to research for yourself so you can understand where I'm coming from. But I'm just breaking it down as quick as I can, you feel me, so you guys can get a good brief understanding of what's going on. So the fact that Marduk is represented as Nibiru, also represented as Ra, because now Ra praise the second sun, which is the red sun, which is Marduk. So now he's doing sun worship to his god, which is now, I don't know, supposedly they're buddy. But the fact of the matter is, now when Nibiru already came once, when it's coming back, they're showing you that that sun worship is basically your son of God, because your son is so-called Christ, and Christ is basically showing you that is Zeus, Jesus. Jesus was actually Zeus, and if you do the research yourself, you can see that it's Kronos. Kronos is Saturn, and it goes back to being Marduk and all this extra stuff. So we all know the fact that when the second sun comes back, it's representing Christ, and Christ is supposedly the savior of the world, right? And he's bringing hundreds and hundreds of motherfuckers chariots and shit, right? If you guys do the research, even in the Bible, it kind of breaks down a little bit more on what a chariot is. A chariot isn't just a motherfucking horse on fire with a motherfucking, back in the Roman times, with motherfucking wheels on the side, and they're just saying yeah, and then that shit flies and take off. No, it's an actual fucking spaceship. You feel me? Chariots are actually spaceships, UFOs that you guys call them, because you don't know what the fuck they are. Because UFO is actually an excuse me, I'm getting tongue tied. Excuse me, but an unidentified flying object. So the fact of the matter is that you guys don't even know what it is, and then now, since it's the chariots that's coming back, you guys want to deem it in the Bible as something that's, some motherfucking niggas on a horse, you feel me, or flying horse or whatever. But the fact of the matter is, so when they're coming back, when Christ comes back, he's bringing chariots and all these armies and whatnot. Technically, that's actually Marduk coming back. If not, that's actually Marduk coming back. And when Marduk comes, that whole asteroid or solar system that it was in is bringing debris field, and that's basically how you can even see right now in real life that there's motherfucking comets being falling all over the earth. You feel me? There's certain parts of the earth, or certain parts of the world, or certain part of the country, that people are seeing impacts of big ass meteors. And I told you guys that they're already seeing the second sun. So the fact that when that planet comes in our solar system and drags its own debris field with it, that's going to be in your Bible that you so-called think that's being prophesied. Because those comets that's falling right now, we already kind of knew that, because you said it's being prophesied, because your Bible said, oh yeah, that's there's a what's it called, a motherfucking planet called Wormwood coming. You feel me? And then when not a planet, but a asteroid or a meteor called Wormwood. So the fact of the matter is, when that whole situation of Christ coming back happens, it's actually the debris field of Nibiru and Nibiru itself. And then when the comets come down, those are basically supposedly the meteors hitting the earth. And then now you would think that, oh, the chariots the chariots are actually coming in, which are now spaceships from reptilian based beings, or an advanced species that is advancing technology to the point where they can come and probably even kill everyone on this planet. And I think that's the plan. I think that they're actually coming to either help with the extermination, or they're coming to play as saviors so they can infiltrate the earth. So people, be prepared. I ain't want to make this video too long. I'm still gonna come back and make more videos for you guys and go as far as I can, but I like to go in detail when I make my videos, so it's not gonna be no quick. But y'all boys stay in tune, and I'll make sure to keep making my things. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.